All right, gang, here we go. Michelle, Pam, and Ronnie. Michelle, work on that toss a little bit. Be a little bit more patient. You don't have to, get in there like you're scared. I like to just kind of get in there, get set, and say, okay, wait for the toss, and then boom. That toss was a little off, not enough to blow it back, but I think I'm almost positive, or I am positive, you can toss better than that. Good no call on the drive there. We had a couple quick hands, but it was like collapse, and the offense kind of created that contact, so good no call. Okay, good job of backing out there, Michelle. You kind of started to sneak into the paint there a little bit, but backed out on the drive. Good. Ronnie, make sure we stay with the shooter up and down. I saw your eyes kind of follow the ball. And that shooter necessarily wasn't all the way back onto the ground yet, so make sure we don't leave that shooter too early. Good job. Good use of your voice, Pam. We've been struggling, I think, a little bit in this camp with getting rid of that whistle and using our voice, so I was very happy to see that happen right away. I'm a big voice person. Good job on the rebound. Good job on the rebound on the other end. White was clearly rebounding from behind, but just athletic, over the top, no displacement. Let's use our voice. Call out a color, please. And maybe you did, Michelle. I just probably couldn't hear down here. You know, I'm getting old. My ears are wearing out. Good job. We got a good flow going here. 10-8. I mean, so far, definitely a very competitive game. White's definitely the bigger team. Black is very athletic and competitive, so this will be fun to see how this thing turns out. Good no call on the drive there. There was some contact. Could we have had something? Yes, but we were patient. The ball handler dribbler went right through that, and we ended up not taking away basically a little wide open layup. So I liked our choice there. I liked our no call on that one. These two teams will get up and down the court. You all will be challenged as the game goes on. Good call, Ronnie. That was a great call. Shooter's definitely in the air, and 11 moved in underneath. Nice call, Ronnie.
Everybody's got a check here, a lot. Here we go. Someone's got a check.
I like what we are really doing in this first 6 minutes. Our call selection, our no call selection. I really like where we're at. So hopefully we've kind of set where we're going to be and where we're going to stay. We're recognizing the athleticism of the players, and we are not interfering with their ability to play the game. Good mechanic there, Michelle. Good mechanic. Nice, crisp signals to the table as you're moving. Handled very, very well. Y'all are doing a really nice job. I'm trying to even watch for mechanics things to pick on a little bit, and you just got a really, really nice game going here. 16-14, we've had one foul call this whole game, and I mean, neither coach is complaining about that. We're not letting things go that, you know, that we should not be letting go. Again, we're not inserting ourselves in the game where we shouldn't be. Just doing a really, really nice job. I'm not sure that the videotape is going to be able to show us that very clearly from that angle. What I would just ask on that is let's just take a look, because it's not saying that it was wrong, but something we can definitely look at. So the player comes down with the ball, he definitely had pressure from the inside from a player underneath here, which Pam is looking at and looking through. Michelle's kind of looking at it from the other side, from the lead. So we end up calling a travel. What I want to make sure that occurred there was that there was not contact which caused him to travel. And I'll try to go back and ask Michelle why she called that travel. You know, if it was moving the pivot foot, because the guy on the inside, which I'm looking at from a little bit different angle than Pam is, but I thought he was leaning into him pretty hard. And that gave, you know, that ball handler was kind of off balance already. And with that contact from the defender leaning into him and kind of pressing up against him, I would have leaned towards calling that a foul and the contact causing the travel, but a foul first. But anyway, take a look at it, see what you think. Good hustle, Pam. Good hustle. Good look. I just like the way you kept moving with that. You were moving down. We always say we want to try to be in, you know, more or less in a stop position to call our fouls, right? But there we couldn't. It's a fast break. You were moving down SC. You called the foul and you kept moving another 2 or 3 steps. So all of a sudden, when people realize, oh, it's Pam's whistle, and they look, I mean, you're right there. So great job. Great hustle. Good mechanic. We've got 8 minutes to play, and it's 20-18. Black is winning right now. Okay, make sure we get it straight. Okay. We'll talk about that. Situations like that where all of a sudden we have, you know, we make a call, we change it, maybe we may change it again. Make sure that we at least glance over to the coaches. So if they have this puzzled look on their face, like what's going on, we give them an opportunity and an explanation. Now, if they're completely understanding, no need to, but let's just make sure we don't give up that opportunity to possibly explain what just happened. Nice call, Ronnie. Pam, that's a great way to be a cheerleader for your partner. Many times we three are the only ones who are going to be our own cheerleaders, right? So we need to be good, supportive partners. Great no call. Defense was giving up space. He's vertical. Looking good. I just want to hear what you guys potentially talk about during this timeout, if you do talk. that whenever there is a situation with an out of bounds, that's a good call, Pam, good call. If there's a situation where a ball goes out of bounds and my partner makes a call, and we always talk about this, we will pregame this, right? We say, hey, if I make an out of bounds, if I call an out of bounds and you know without doubt that it is wrong, please bring me information. And because we pregame it and we talk about it, as soon as I see, say I make a call and Michelle knows I'm wrong, she's like, beep, beep, she hits her horn, or maybe tweets her whistle, or else goes, hey, Mark, something to get my attention. As she's running towards me, I am already thinking I'm probably going to switch this call because Michelle's bringing information, because we talked about it. We said we will only come to you if we are 100+% positive. So Michelle brings the information. She goes, Mark, I am positive that was out on white. We need to give it to black. I'll go, Michelle, we're out, we're good. Beep, beep, switch the call, and then we go. That's our mechanic. It's the way we do things. But if it's my line, nobody else should blow a whistle and make an out of bounds call on my line. But we always talk about having an opinion, right? If you have an opinion, bring it. Now, let's go one step further. If Michelle brings me that information and I go, Michelle, I agree, but right before it touched out of bounds, black reach out there and hit it with their pinky. So it's still my final decision, but if what she says is like, yep, I'm good with that, then I switch it. But then in those situations, like I had mentioned on the tape before, be prepared to give the coaches an explanation. Because typically when we switch something in a tight game like this, that costs them a possession, right? If we take the ball away and give it to the other team, it costs a possession, a possible basket. And in a very close 2-3 point game, that makes a huge, huge difference. 3:40 to play, white 26, black 23. 2 fouls apiece, and I think that's right. I mean, I know that's right. We have got a great flow in this first half. Let's take a look at that play from on tape from a court coverage. I'm looking straight down it, so I can't tell what that inside defender was doing, if they were up, if they were moving towards the shooter. But let's take a look at that from a coverage standpoint. Plays coming down the lane, so by women's college mechanics, any part of that lane when the play's coming down the lane, lead has a primary whistle, correct? Trail, and Michelle, you were a little bit high there yet, you were still transitioning down. Trail has a secondary timed whistle. So if the lead does not have a whistle, C or T would come in with a secondary call on an obvious foul. And again, from my angle, I could not tell if that was an obvious foul. I know the white defender was up in the air. I can't tell you if they were legal. Michelle, great call. Definitely shuffled his feet before the pass. If we don't have a travel there, I would have liked to seen that not be a travel, because then hopefully we were on it because we had a pass and crash. There was no doubt we had a legal defender, and the white player was a clear charge after he passed it. So we just had a team control foul there. That kid's a player. I think 33 is his number. He's been fun to watch this weekend, I should say. I like the decision here in a no call, Michelle. You're transitioning down. 15 start driving to the basket. Black had their arms collapse. There were two hands on him for a fleet splitting second, but he had them collapsed and the offense leaned into the defense. So it's not like we had an extended two hands. So definitely a great no call, and White just goes right, plays right through it and gets the basket. Well, hopefully we have both coaches talking to each other. So we have the black coach over in the white team's coaching box. Obviously it looks like they know each other, they're having a good conversation, but I'm going to be interested to see if we recognize that. Definitely. Good call, Pam. Let's look back at that. Should have two shots with the lane cleared, right? Two shots with the lane cleared. Take a look back at that play. What I'm curious about, replaying it in my head, I'm lost that track of that play. Ronnie, if that play came from your area, C going in, if it was the primary defender, that is your call, correct? However, look back at the tape. I believe the ball handler beat his primary defender, and the secondary defender is who we had the foul on, so that becomes the lead's call. That's a mechanics change where they gave the C a little bit easier job in that you don't have to ref the primary defender, the ball handler, and the secondary defender. So once that primary defender is beat, then the lead comes in and takes that secondary defender. to give us just, you know, good athletic play, good flow, and we'll just see what happens the second half. Towards the end of that half, White kind of started opening up. They had a 10-point lead at the halftime, so they kind of poured it on there a little bit in that last couple minutes. Good defense, established the guarding position, just he moved parallel to the ball handler. Ball handler tried cutting in, created the contact. I'm really, really enjoying watching your choice of okay, that coverage area, let's look at where that foul occurred. The play wasn't necessarily coming down. Well, Ronnie had a secondary, so either or, let's just make sure we have eye contact and somebody's yelling, you know, I've got it, or Ronnie says you take it. But again, break that down from a coverage standpoint. The call in the basic primary coverage area, the call happened in the C's area. Michelle's looking at it from the lead. If it's not a play coming down the lane, then we fall back, we revert back to our primary coverage areas. Definitely a foul, though. We definitely had to have it, and we had 2 whistles on it, so we definitely had it covered. Ball, Michelle. Violation, we got to stop hand. Whoop. Violation, kick. Remember women's college mechanics, we do have a stop sign on all violations. Travel, double dribble, all violations, we have a stop sign. guy just sets himself up so well to shoot the ball. It's like he gets up in the air and he just freezes there for a second, turns his body, sets his arm. White has pushed it to a 17-point lead, well now 14, 13:30 to play. Carry. I think we got to watch that. I mean, 33 is very athletic, there's no doubt about it. And again, video probably can't show that because they're looking from behind, but I really think he carried that ball. He kind of palmed it enough to help him with that spin and change of direction. Good selection on a no call here. White was moving legal down the lane. Black created the contact going for the shot. White ended up falling down, but more so because his player came in, and also his own player came in and made contact with him as well. So good no call. Black scores the basket. We play on. Sorry, gang, I just don't have a whole lot to talk about right now. Again, we have great flow going. Our coverages are good. Rotations are good. I mean, White's just putting on a little bit of a show here. I need a signal at the foul table. One, post just a little bit more, so I got a foul. Then step in and use your voice. White ball baseline. Turn around to the table. I got black, 22, and then we need a signal for a foul. Typically, rebound foul, especially from behind, we're almost always going to go with the push signal, unless he literally, held his literally by hand or used an arm to lock an arm up top. Then we could call a hold. Okay, college women's mechanic. Michelle yelled for help. Pam had an opinion, so Pam she actually makes the call then. So Pam would like tweet or whatever, tweet, black ball, or white ball or whatever it is. Okay, no, we have black, I'm sorry. But yeah, so Michelle, help. Pam, tweet, black. It used to be where we just kind of give help, and then the primary calling official would yell out. We've changed that mechanic, so we don't do that anymore. .8:15 to play, white 58, black 41. Fouls are 4 white, 3 black. Oh yeah. Whew. All right, I think it's good. Yeah, I think we're good, Ronnie.
Okay, I'll take it out.
Good job, Ronnie. We have a delay in the action. Definitely want to blow the whistle when we're bringing the ball back in. Good get. Definitely had some contact in there, which warranted the foul. 61-41 white, Fouls are 5 to 5, 5:40 on the clock. We got to get that, Ronnie. 33 clearly came in from behind, had contact with 2. Basket was good, but that's definitely one we got to get. I was looking at it right here. I'm looking right through the 2 players. I pretty much had the same view as you, and he definitely came in and made contact from behind body and maybe even got him on the head a little bit. Pam's marking that 3. Pam, if that's a 3-point shot from your primary, I'd like to see you a little bit wider. You're in that closed down position. If you're gonna have the call on there, definitely get wider. And then Ronnie, if lead is marking the 3, you also need to mark the attempt. So the trail always marks the attempt when the lead has a 3-point shot.
All right.
Okay, we're at 2 minutes, so we'll have a regular game clock. Okay, now within that last 2 minutes, remember, Ronnie, there you should be marking it again. Pam's got a 3 mark. Pam, let's work on, again, 3-point shot. I need you to be a little bit wider as lead. As lead, we want to mirror the ball. So if the ball's in our primary coverage area and it's wide, we need to be wide as an official. That helps our trail know that we're out there and we're on the ball. So we're going to be wide. We're going to be wide, if you can see on the videotape, kind of where I am. And then I'm going to be opened up. So then I've got this. And then my trail will definitely be able to see just out of their peripheral that I'm on the ball. Yes, there we go. Good job. Picked it up. I'm not sure, did we communicate that we are at 1 minute? You may have done it and I just didn't see it, but I'm just mentioning it here, and I'll ask when we're done just to make sure that we communicated. Remember with the women's college game, we got a bunch of things that happen under 1 minute, right? Clock stops on made basket. If we're inbounding the ball on a stop clock and it immediately gets batted back out, we know that there always has to be at least a minimum of 0.3 seconds that comes off the clock, which here we couldn't do anyway because we don't have tenths of a second running. But so they're okay. So Pam's got the 1 minute. Ronnie got the 1 minute. Michelle's got it. Great. Good job. Way to communicate. Thank you. Hey, should be Ronnie's clock. Ronnie, I should see you give the lockdown signal. There we go. Hey, nice job, gang. We'll just talk about a couple little things.